Jaguar, baby!
Come here! Let's go, give me a flipper.
All right. Welcome to Amateur Hour. I'm Cody, and I'm here with...
I'm Troy. Hey, hey.
So we are at the very end of Spring League 2022, and it's been, I think, the best season we've ever had.
The most competitive throughout from top to bottom.
Yeah, no team went winless, which was awesome. There's one team that went undefeated, and we'll get to that here in a minute, and they did not do it in the easiest way. They had some really tough games. So I think it was a great year, and we'll start this one off with the last 2 weeks of the season, which were kind of a big conglomeration because we only played 2 games in 1 week, and we played 6 in another. So, Troy, lead us off with Week 9.
All right, so Week 9 was Exclusive against Expendables, and Exclusive beat the Expendables 28-7. I don't think Expendables had a very
They didn't have their people
have
there
a full
that
team.
Yeah,
there,
right.
So it was tough for them. Exclusive ended up being, a team that we thought was going to possibly be in the lower division. Almost was in the lower division.
Yeah, they were in the argument. They were the team on the brink of being lower and upper.
Yeah, and ended up being at the top, one of the top teams in the upper division. We'll talk about that soon. The next game was the Herd and the Inglorious Bastards. The Herd is a 1 seed in the lower division, and Inglorious Bastards trying to stay the 2 seed. They needed that win. They needed a game to win to stay in the 2 seed because the team right behind them was pretty close. Inglorious Bastards got the win 26-25 on the last play of the game. So that was a great game. My favorite part was on the video. It ends the video. The film misses the actual catch of the touchdown, but it stays on Connor Moore, the quarterback, and he's running with his hands up in the air, signaling touchdown, running up the field and back, and it's such a great visual of him doing that, winning on the last play. It was so awesome.
Those guys played an awesome game, and they have some really good pieces. I don't know a lot of their names, but they put together a really great team, and I think Connor's a good quarterback. I think he's fast. He's a lot faster than people think.
Yeah.
And he can throw the ball pretty well. That last play he made, he got around the rush.
Yeah.
Hit the dude in the corner.
It was a perfect. Yeah, they ran a perfect play.
Once he got around the rusher,
we were screwed. Yeah.
I was watching. I was like, man, that's over. Because he was doing real well that game too.
And we were rushing 2 the most of the game and slowing him down. We rushed 1 in the last play.
Yeah.
And that's my fault of the call I made, and it didn't work.
No, but it was a good game. Those guys played hard.
Yeah, so. I thought that was a good way to end Week 9. So Week 10 was 6 games.
It was a long day. Some child just.
That did not sound like it sounded like Godzilla came in.
Child just got very excited.
Yeah. So the first game was the Herd against Shiesty Season. The Herd won 42-26. The only thing to talk about that was the Herd was up 35-0 at the half, and Shiesty Season scored 4 times in the second half to make it a close game. The Herd you could tell the kids
they were
kind of done with it.
They got bored. They were thinking about what would it be. They were on trip, and they were. It was no cap, or they capped it? I don't know. I can't speak the
whatever happened. It was
language.
Not good. I was having PTSD of past Herd games. But anyway, that was the end of that. The Shiesty Season played the 11 o'clock game against the Valve, and the Valve got their first win of the season, 18-14. From a team that Shiesty Season the game before was just rolling offensively in the second half, loses to a team that hadn't won all year. So
right.
What a way to end the season for them.
I thought that was cool. I always like it when teams get a win because it sucks to play and not ever have a chance, and that's why we did the upper and lower divisions this year, and I really think it worked out pretty well. Those guys showed up every single week they were supposed to. They played really hard, so congratulations, Valve, on your win.
Yeah.
I'm very happy for you guys.
And they had another game later in the day. We'll talk about that. Next game was the Hurricanes versus Expendables, and the Hurricanes got the win 28-10. I honestly don't remember much about that game.
Well, Trey Green and Andrew Allen didn't show up.
That's right.
They didn't have a quarterback, and I know D-Mac, he's okay, but he's not a real quarterback. He's better.
When you play the Hurricanes, you need your full
You
full
have
team
to have
out
your
there.
whole team. So yeah.
Next game was the Jack Boys against Exclusive, and the Jack Boys won 29-20. That's another great game.
Yes, that was a very good game. It was close to the very end.
And then the last two games were the Inglorious Bastards against the Valve. Inglorious Bastards won 27-24. What a great close game right there.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that game. Like I was in the booth. I think I was filming that when I was at least around, and I was like, man, this could happen. But no, they pulled it out. It was a really good game.
Yeah.
Though.
And then the last game, I was not there for this one, but Cody says it's the best game of the season.
Absolutely.
The Jack Boys played the Hurricanes. Now, if we go back to the first time they played, the Jack Boys beat the Hurricanes at the 1 yard line by one score. It was they pulled a flag at the 1 yard line
On a controversial play.
Yeah, I think they were going for 2 to win the game, and then they ended up getting pulled at the 1. So this game ended up being 26-26 in overtime, and the Jack Boys won by 1 yard. And I wasn't there, so I want you to talk about it.
So it had been pretty back and forth the whole time, and it was just kind of a little bit of a weird game. Like, Hurricanes were down by a pretty good bit. So Aaron and I were in the booth filming this game, and we were like, well, this will be over, and we'll pick up the field. Well, then the Hurricanes scored a couple of times and tied it up at the very, very, very end of the game. They tied it up so late that the Jack Boys only had a few seconds left on the clock, so they just chose to run it out. So then it went to overtime. Jack Boys went first. They ended up scoring a touchdown, and they had one more down at the 40 and got 5 yards. So it was 45 yards. Hurricanes do almost the exact same thing, get a touchdown in 3 plays. They have one play to get 6 yards. And DT ran, and there was a flag pull, and it was a yard.
Wow.
I mean, a yard short of 5 yards.
Wow.
So at the end of the day, the Hurricanes lost out on a bye week.
Yeah.
By 1 yard or
wow.
2 if
by
you count
2 yards,
both
yeah.
of them.
Yeah. Wow.
So,
look at that.
I mean, crazy stuff. I mean, it was such a good game, and the Jack Boys, I'll give it to them, have played some very close games this year and stuck it out. They held it to water till the end, didn't get frustrated, and they just kept on going. So those guys, I mean, I was more impressed with the Jack Boys in this year than any other year, because in years previous, once they started losing a little bit, they kind of started bickering with each other. But, man, they held it together, and their defense stood up. So hats off. They played a great game.
Awesome. That's good. That's awesome. When there are games that are close. The whole week was close. The last 3 or 4 weeks, all the games were close. I mean, there were hardly any blowouts. Mostly when the blowouts happened was when it was upper against lower division. And even then, we had some lower division teams beat some upper division teams. So
yeah, I think what was it? Inglorious Bastards beat
Bastards beat the Expendables. The Herd beat the Hurricane. Beat Expendables and exclusive. So
yeah,
I mean, it was back and forth all year. So let's talk about the divisions, how everybody ended up, and then we'll talk about the playoff seedings.
Okay. You want to start at the bottom and top?
We'll start at the bottom.
Okay.
So the lower division in 4th place, you had the Valve at 1-9. But great, they got a win the last week of the season. So I mean,
look, those guys play every year or two, and they
every other season they play. Yeah,
and they put in some good pieces this year. There was a quarterback they had, I don't know his name. It's a thin guy, and he was very fast. And they had the other guy who wore the mouthpiece. I don't I said, I don't know their names, but he could
Aaron
throw a ball
knows his name.
way.
Aaron knew his name. He said his name was. He gave him a name.
He gave him a name. Well,
the boy has a name.
They weren't. When you're the last place team, it's hard to really take a lot of hey, we did a great job this season stuff. But look, that was the best Valve team I've ever seen.
They never had a bad attitude. They were out there pretty excited.
And they got better throughout the year.
Yeah.
They improved every single week. So, but they got last place.
Yeah. Next, the 3rd place was Shiesty Season at 2-8. And they got a win against, they beat the Inglorious Bastards one time and they beat the Valve one time. I think, no, yeah.
Yeah.
So those are their 2 wins. So, I mean, they beat a team that was ahead of them. They didn't beat the same team twice. So.
And they're a brand new team with a bunch of guys who've never played before, having to learn the sport. These guys didn't even know each other. They chose their own team name and stuff. It was really cool.
Yeah.
I thought it was really fun. They got shirts. Wooski
Wooski.
Wooski's their team
their
captain. I
team
like him. He
captain.
had a cast on
I
for
saw
most
that,
of the year.
yeah.
Super nice guy, but they did excellent. I thought for their first year they were competitive in a whole lot of games. They had a good attitude, and they really learned a lot.
Yeah.
So I thought they had a pretty good season considering.
Yeah, so those are the two teams that did not make the playoffs. Now we move to the 1 and 2 seed of the lower division. Inglorious Bastards came in at 5-5, which to me, I feel like that's. I mean, I guess 5-5 is about right, but I feel like they were better than that at times. They should have. I thought they could have had a better record than that. But 5-5 is not bad.
Yeah, I thought. Well, to me they got beat by Shiesty Season, who's not as good as they are, and they got they beat the Herd. And I'm biased, of course, but I think the Herd's still a little better than they are because we've been together a little bit longer.
Yeah,
it's close though. I mean, like to me, it's a coin flip.
Yeah,
we're about the same. So no, I think that's about right for them. They beat the teams they should beat.
Yes.
They were competitive in a lot of games that they played upper division teams. I talked to Aaron, I believe, and Aaron said, I feel like when we play teams that are really good, we play a lot better. But when we play teams that aren't so good that we think we should beat, we play a little bit worse. And it's that playing your competition, which a lot of teams get into. So I think they're a good group. I hope they hang together because they're on the cusp of being a good team.
Yeah. That moves to the first seed, the Herd, at 7-3. So they're the first seed in the lower division. I'm surprised. I thought we would go maybe 5-5, 4-6 maybe, just because of how we have been in the past. But I didn't realize how much improvement our younger guys have made playing out there, flag pulling.
Yeah. Their defense got a lot better.
Our defense got better. Our offense was kind of sluggish from time to time, but our defense was really good all year long. We probably gave up the least amount of points of any team out there. I haven't counted, but I think we may have given up the least amount of points.
That's probably right. I think Lucas Powell, quarterback, has gotten a lot better. But on defense, like Cameron Thibodeau pulled a lot of flags, made a lot of plays happen. Carter Wilson, Matt's kid, made a lot of good interceptions. And then we have our older guys like Josh Harmon, who's everywhere all at once.
Yeah. Chad Norsworthy hurt his ankle in the first game, missed about 5 or 6 weeks, and came back for the last 3 or 4 weeks, and was just all around catching balls, making defense. So he had a one-handed interception last week. Just a guy that is always making plays. James Morrison is just an MVP every year, for our team. So we've got a good combination of young and old.
Yeah, it's fun. Yeah. And Brandon Granger showed up.
And he's as good as he always is.
Extra points, touchdowns, made flag pulls.
Yeah.
What he does.
So, beating 2 upper division teams. Now, one of them was a loss because Expendables didn't have enough, so we got the win there. But then we beat Exclusive, who were the number 2 seed.
Yeah.
So
and they're a good team.
Yeah, so that's a big step up for us. And I think and we'll talk about the playoff seeding in a minute about what that leads to. So let's move to the upper division. The fourth place, all the upper division teams make the playoffs. The fourth place was the Expendables at 3-7. I'm a little surprised by that, but they were so inconsistent with people showing up.
Yeah, their biggest problem was attendance. I don't know what happened. I don't know if it's just people are moving on and doing other stuff or what. But man, they like Gerard and Josh Hall, and they're guys who are always there. Of course, show up, but they're just having problems with getting a quarterback there. And getting a couple of other pieces that are just really important.
Yeah.
So I was a little disappointed in them this year. I thought they would surely be 2 or 3. I did too. I was thinking they would be 2, but
they were not even one. When we were coming up with who's going to be in the upper and lower division, we assumed they were upper division, no doubt.
Never considered them to be in the lower division.
And with their record, hey, they probably could have been a lower division team. And we'll talk about that more when we move on.
Yeah.
Third place was the Hurricanes at 6-4, and that's because they had a 2-4 division record.
Man,
6-4. They're a team they're 2 yards away from they almost being a number 1 seed. Really, I mean, they really if they had to beat them twice, if they would have beat the Jack Boys twice in those 2 plays, they're 8-2 and the Jack Boys are 8-2, and they would be the number 1 seed.
They had a tough year though.
They did.
They had they've had people leave. They
had DT quit, or they kicked him off the team, and he was going to play for the Expendables in Week 10.
Yeah, it was too late.
But the Hurricanes needed another player, so he had to go back and play with them.
Yeah.
So think of that.
And they almost won that game.
Think of that turmoil. Yeah.
But they just had a lot of stuff going on. I don't know what happened with them. But, yeah, 6-4. I really thought they would – man,
they're 2 plays from being the number 1 seed.
You know,
they really are.
Yeah. But I even thought, though, at the beginning of the year, they'll go 7-3, kind of minimum. I didn't see 6-4.
I didn't either. The number 2 seed is also at 6-4 exclusive, but they had a 3-3 division record, so that puts them at the number 2 seed. They were one of those teams where it was between us and them of being who's going to be the lower division team, and we chose them to be upper because they had made the playoffs the year before, and we only won 2 games the season before, so they got put in the upper division, and rightfully so because they're the number 2 seed. So that team had so many different quarterbacks, so many different players, and made the number 2 seed in the upper division.
Well, let me give a shout-out to Antonio Furr.
Okay.
Because
he didn't play all year.
Didn't play all year, but he showed up, and he put together a great team.
He was there every week.
He was there every single week, and they had problems. Bruce Reyes couldn't show up, so they put in Jason Williamson, or they put in Atterbury, or they had someone playing quarterback that could at least give them a shot every single game. That's awesome. That's what you do as a team captain.
Yeah.
You put your guys in a place to win. Goalie was playing. They have these really fast rushers. I don't know their names, but they're really fast and really good. Andy Romano
that guy's gotten
absolutely
so good.
Ridiculous.
He's gotten so good. When we first started, he's just another guy out there. Now he's one of those guys that's making plays everywhere.
He is ridiculous. I mean, interceptions and catches.
Yeah.
So, Furr, dude, you put together a great team. You're doing great. Make Bruce Reyes show up. I mean, make him sleep at your house. I don't know what you need to do, but Bruce is a really good quarterback, and I think if Bruce shows up for the championship this Sunday, they have a really good shot. Really good shot.
Because then you can put Jason and Atterbury out at receiver and let them do their thing. I mean,
if you put Jason Williamson on the outside, let him do that showstoppers turnaround thing where everybody forgets about him. You'll get 50 yards play.
And then you've got Atterbury running the corner they'll just run the smash combo. And
Absolutely.
I mean, how do you stop it? So that's a fun team.
They're a good team though.
Yeah.
I really like them.
And then number 1.
Oh yeah.
At 10-0, the Jack Boys.
I wish I had what is it? Star Wars music.
Dun 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 dun.
Empire Strikes Back.
Dun dun. Yeah.
Oh, look.
They did what they had to do to win every game.
They know flag football better than any team that's playing. Their players are, which with everybody, are getting older. But as they're getting older, they're not slowing down a whole lot. TT is absolutely crazy at quarterback.
He's gotten better and better and better.
Torian Lott is the best quarterback in the flag football league. And I don't really think it's close because I feel like a lot of the times he's just playing around. They have people they can throw to on every single play, and their role players pull flags better than anybody in the whole league.
And when you look at their record, they didn't win. They won some games by blowouts, but not usually. They win every game by a blowout. This season, every game was, 2 scores, 1 score, 2 games were 1 point. So they did what they had to do to win. I think this is what I see. When you see your mortality, it kind of puts you into like the fight or flight mode. They used to be just they're on attack mode and they're going to go win. Now you kind of see what's going on. Maybe we're still good. We're still the best, but maybe time is fleeting and they're kind of, you're in a fight or flight mode of we've got to make our plays now instead of waiting to the end and say, oh, we'll get it. We'll get it. Now they know they have to make plays, I think. Well, and that kind of makes you a better player.
Let me tell you how their focus has changed. And I think this was their best season ever. Even though they had some close games, they've gone undefeated before. I think this was their best season ever. At the last game when they were playing the Hurricanes, and it was in the last moments, where things were really serious. I was telling Aaron, Aaron was filming, and I was talking to him. It's like, dude, I think I was filming, but no one was saying a word. It was so quiet. It was so weird. Like, nobody said anything. Like, there were crickets on, like, the overtime plays. Everybody was so focused and so into what they were doing. Nothing. And, they diving flagpole to make the play of the game and win. it's like it was pretty cool. It was really neat to watch.
Well, like when we played them, every time we've played them, there have been some games where we played them close and they beat us by a score late in the game. But usually they have dominated us. When we played them this season, they scored to go up, 19 to 15, I think is what the score was, and they used the make it take it rule that we implemented this year. Well, we stopped them. They threw an incomplete pass, so we had the ball at the 20-yard line with less than 2 minutes, down 19 to 15 with a chance to win the game. I mean, and they were serious. They know they needed to make a stop. And on third down, we throw a ball across the middle in traffic. They intercept it and run it back for a touchdown. And Mouse spikes the ball. Like, that was a definitive, like, whew, we did it. We beat them. It wasn't like a show, but, like how people dance and have a good time. That was a exclamation point of we won the game, but not like oh, look what we did. No, they weren't. It wasn't like an excited thing. It was like almost like a wipe your brow. We held out and won the game. So they've had to do what they've had to do to win games, and they did it.
Yeah, no, I think, if they had their group hanging together, I think this will be kind of a catalyst for them to be really an excellent team if they move forward into their 30s. So I know most of those guys are getting late 20s-ish. Now, of course, they don't. People get family stuff, I know, but they've had more tests this year than any other year, and they're still undefeated. So I think they had a good year. I was like TT. Look, when he puts the pigtails in, the guy can play quarterback better than anybody in the league. And I thought they had a good year. And it was always fun watching them.
What a head of hair! What a handsome man! Not like JC, that ugly son of a.
JC is a good-looking guy.
Whatever you say.
You have to throw daggers, don't you?
I mean, if I looked like that, I wouldn't want to go outside.
Not even outside?
Not even outside. I mean.
Man,
if I was him, I'd start a podcast so people can hear me and not see me.
JC, I think you're a beautiful person, inside and out. Okay.
I don't care about anyone's insides.
So what are we talking about next?
So let's move on to the playoffs.
Okay,
where we're ranked. So the playoffs are ranked. The two teams that got the byes are Jack Boys at the 1 seed and Exclusive at the 2 seed. So they've got a first round bye.
Okay.
The first round games are going to be Exclusive or Expendables playing the Herd at the first game, the upper division 4 team against the lower division 1 team. Now, we didn't play each other this year. We got a win against the Expendables due to them not having enough players. So we got the win. So we have not actually played this season. And for them, it depends on who shows up for quarterback, and for us, it depends on our flag pulling. That's what I think. I mean,
think so. I think you're right. Quarterback, flag pulling, it's kind of it.
Yeah.
I mean,
so that could be a game goes either way, and that could actually switch to. I think if we beat them, that would move us up into the upper division next season and move them down into the lower division.
Yeah, I think
just based on record, not because of we think they're worse than us. I just think because of record and how you play. So that's what I think.
It would make sense to keep it the same if you didn't.
Yeah. So the next game is the upper division 3 against the lower division 2, and that's the Hurricanes versus Inglorious Bastards. When you look at it off the books, it looks like a big mismatch. But I don't see it like that.
No, I think the Inglorious Bastards have a definite chance. If they can rush, if they have a good rusher or two, and if they can on offense they have to catch easy balls. Like when Connor puts the ball up and it hits hands, it's got to be caught.
Yeah.
If you drop your easy passes, I don't think you have a chance. And on the Hurricane side, man, you got to keep your personalities in check. DT's going to play.
Yeah.
Can't be crazy. He's got to be in control.
Because he'll quit on you in a minute.
He will. He'll walk off the field. So everybody's got to keep their personalities in check. I think the Hurricanes have plenty of talent to win. I think they have the best strategy of any flag football team I've ever seen. But
JC's one of the best running quarterbacks.
Absolutely. And I think JC has a really good thing that he does where he catches the ball, looks one way, and throws it down the sidelines, which I think every team should do. I think that's really good. Go ahead. You were going to say something.
Well, I was going to make just a goofy comment. Because
that he's not handsome?
No,
JC is handsome.
Compare him to Connor Moore. Connor Moore is
Connor Moore's a better-looking man.
Better-looking guy.
But Connor Moore is Look, people have said for years that he's the dreamboat of SETX FFL.
I've said it.
He's on our calendar.
He is. JC is not on our calendar.
He's on the calendar.
Could you see him on our calendar, like torquing wrenches like a fireman or something, like on our calendar?
He is on there, and he is torquing a winch.
God.
Wait,
Connor, you're handsome.
JC, you are a fine-looking man. I like your...
I want Connor to listen to this now. I've talked about
Connor,
him the whole
doesn't
thing.
listen to this.
I've talked about him the whole podcast.
Yeah, who is listening? JC, the handsome man, JC.
Yeah. Mitchell's listening, even though Mitchell's going to go watch an Astros game this weekend.
Yeah.
You know, Mitchell, you know the Astros play like 60 more home games that you can go watch at any time. Mitchell and Cameron.
Get us to the next game.
That's it. I mean, after that,
Well,
it'll
no,
be.
I mean, you know, so
After that, it depends on who wins. We'll play the Jack Boys are exclusive, and
Right.
then the winner of that goes to the championship game. So that's where we're at. I mean, that's
So, knowing what you know, who do you have for the championship? Just tell me who you think's going to play and who you think's
in
going to
my
win.
heart. I see the Herd beating the Expendables, but in my
In the championship? They can't play in the
no,
championship.
in the first.
You're going to go
moving
through the
on.
whole thing.
Yeah. Oh,
Okay, go ahead.
The champion. I mean, and then we would have to play exclusive. And then I think the Hurricanes will beat Inglourious Bastards. They'll play Jack Boys, and I have no idea who's going to win that. So we've beat exclusive before. If they have Bruce show up, they're going to be tough. Anybody else we can beat. So I don't know. I have no idea.
Well, let's see. Let me take a look at your phone,
Look at the phone.
because that's where we keep schedules. I'll try to be very unbiased. So I think Herd will beat Expendables. I think Hurricanes will beat Inglourious Bastards. Man,
I'm telling you, that second round is tough.
I think Exclusive will beat the Herd. I think Jack Boys will absolutely destroy the Hurricanes.
Wow.
And then I think Jack Boys will beat Exclusive, and that's it.
Wow.
I know that's extremely boring.
Wow.
I know that's like a
that's
very
fun, though. That's
boring take on stuff.
Destroy the Hurricanes.
Yeah, I think.
Wow. You think when it comes playoff time, they just turn it on?
Well, I think that, and I think it's going to be hot, and the Hurricanes will have already played one game, and it's going to be in the dead middle of the day, and the Jack
They will
Boys
have to
will be
play
fresh.
back to back. If they win,
Jack Boys will be fresh.
well, no. If the Expendables beat us, they wouldn't have to play back, but they would play exclusive. So
Okay, so wait, hang on. Am I wrong then?
if exclusive beat us, then we would play
Okay, so Expendables would play Jack Boys. Okay, fine. Jack Boys will destroy,
Expendables.
and nothing will be left of any expendable. There you go.
They'll be
They'll be expendable. And then Hurricanes would play Exclusive. You know what? I'd go Hurricanes beating Exclusive, and then Jack Boys will destroy
It's still the same
the
outcome no matter
Hurricanes,
what.
because that's the third hot,
Yeah.
horrible game on a Sunday.
Wow, yeah.
So there you go. That's
gonna be
my
fun.
two
I'm excited.
scenarios.
This is gonna be fun.
One scenario that I just mentioned could not actually happen, but
I'm
those are my
excited.
things. So yeah, no, it'll be fun. We have some surprises for you guys. We have a special guest that we'll have before the first game to play the national anthem. We hope you're there for it. It'll be fun.
Catherine Moss,
Catherine Moss is going to play
the wife of
Randy
Madness.
Macho Man Savage Mike Moss.
Mike
So-
Madness.
We're going to have a good time. So we hope to see you all there on Sunday. Anything else?
I mean, not in this segment. Were we going to do more segments?
Do you have something for another segment?
I can come up with some maybe hypotheticals or something.
Okay, well, stay tuned for the next segment, and we'll be right back.
And if we don't have another segment, we'll come up with a way to end this show.
All right, well, we'll be back. Welcome back. You have to say welcome back again. You usually say that.
Welcome back.
There
Sorry,
we go. Okay,
I
that's okay.
was out of
All
luck.
right, so here's Troy's question segment. He has a question that I've never heard before in my entire life, although I may have. I don't
You
know.
may
I've never
have.
heard the question. But, so Troy, what is your question of the day?
This is a hypothetical question I heard on the radio the other day, and I just thought, well, let's see how this goes here. All right, you get $10 million, but you have to lose all of your friends.
Okay. That's it?
Yeah, it's just
I get $10 million for every single one of my friends.
No, you get $10 million, but you lose all of your friends you know now. They're not dead. They don't die. They're not your friends anymore. You don't
have to start over in social life.
Yeah.
Does that include spouses, girlfriends, children?
Friends.
So not spouses,
not family,
not
friends.
family. So, but do you count a girlfriend as a friend?
Girlfriend, friends. Yes, friends.
Okay, I wouldn't do it.
You have to. You would. All of the people that you get $10 million.
No, I
okay.
I value.
Let's up it. $100 million.
No, there's not an amount of money. I value my friendships a lot. I wouldn't get to hang out with you. Tatiana is a
here's
good
the thing.
person.
You still know the people. You're just not friends anymore, and you can't remake the same friends. You have to make new friends if you want new friends, but you still know all these people. You just don't have that same friendship relationship anymore.
No, I would say no to any amount of money because my social interactions with the people that I like are kind of the most important thing to me, I think. Well, I'm sure there's other stuff that would supersede that, like not killing toddlers or some kind of thing. I don't know.
So what if you took the money and then you moved off somewhere else anyway and all your friends were gone anyway? What if that was the case?
Oh, I get the logic that could be a thing. Like, I totally understand that you could take all the money and move somewhere and make new friends and have a nice full life there, but I kind of like the ones I have. And also, I think I would always feel a little not well about how I came about this vast amount of money that I have. And I would always miss the good times I have with my friends. So there you go. I'm kind of lame. I mean, I know that's not a very fun response, but
I mean,
I would totally miss a whole lot of people that I deal with now. In fact, I'm going to Matt Wilson's party tomorrow, which for you listening to this, you folk listening to this, will be today because I'll probably put it on the internet tomorrow.
We're recording this on Friday night.
It'll go on the internet probably Saturday. But I would miss Matt and I'd miss you. I don't know. I think I would spend a lot of time if I took that money just thinking about. Well, I sure would like to hang out with my friends.
Yeah.
What would you do?
I think if that was the case, I would definitely want to move away where I wouldn't have to miss my friends. If I took the money, I would definitely move to another total part of the world, probably.
Well, the question, though, is would you take the money?
If I had to live in the same place.
No, you go anywhere. Would you take the money?
I'm saying, like, if that was the case, like, if I had to live where I live now and still my friends are here, but I'm not friends with them anymore, I don't know. That's a tough decision. I don't know what my answer would be.
But you can live somewhere else, so would you take the money?
If I lived somewhere else, I would take the money.
You can live somewhere else.
If I can't?
No, you can. Like, you are able to. Like, you can do whatever you want.
Fuck you, I'm taking the money.
You're such a terrible friend.
We know this.
What are you going to do? What are you going to do with all that money?
I'm going to buy friends. I'll buy
just
some
buy a bunch of friends.
I'll buy a bunch of friends that like me for my money and not for who I am.
You'll find a doppelganger for every friend you have.
I want someone to like me for my money and not for who I am.
I want people to like me for my handsome appearance.
You and JC will get along well then.
Man, how many knives do you have in your little quill? Well, he doesn't keep arrows in his quill. He keeps knives in a quill. It's the strangest thing.
I like because he's the only one that listens to this stupid show.
No, Mitchell listens, and there's like these 30 other people. There's like 40 or 50 people listen.
Well,
now or like three people.
They all know that they're not my friend anymore.
Okay, so I have a question then. Would you feel more flattered if 40 people listened to this, or 4 people listened to this each 10 times because they liked it so much?
I would be out the 4 people listening to it a bunch of times.
Right.
I would like that because people will come across this and not even realize they're listening to it.
But 4 people so dedicated,
like
they're like,
Diltz?
I have to hear this. Oh, Jake listens. He didn't listen to this part.
No, because we're not talking about sports.
He listens to the rundown.
Yeah.
To the rundown of the teams where he doesn't know anyone who plays or the names of them anymore.
I think Jake has disowned Walt because Walt is playing with the herd now.
Oh yeah, Walt's a herd member. Yeah, go Walt. Way to branch out, man.
He has. I mean, Jake, I think, has cut him out of the will and everything.
Come out of the will.
Walt's not even his godfather anymore or whatever.
Like he was Jake's godfather.
No, it's Jake's child's
Like in a
godfather,
mafia?
probably. Yeah, and I bet he cut him out of all that.
The Port Neches Mafia.
Yeah. I mean, it's bad. It's bad over there
Yeah.
in Port Neches.
All right, so my friends are more valuable to me than money, and you would take the first boat to
I'd go to
the Comoros
I'd be in Belize before the check hit the bank.
You can't wait to have your dump all these dumbasses that you hang out with. Okay. What? I can't ask questions I want to ask.
I don't know. Let's do it. Oh well.
No,
never mind.
I don't think it's a good idea.
Never mind.
I was going to start getting into family members, but I'll stay away from that. So, what is your bottom dollar amount to basically you can move away, no friends?
I mean, it would have to. It's high. I think 10 million would be the most. I mean, the least. I wouldn't go below that because, like I said, that is life-changing money, but it's not generational. You have to still live. Yeah, things are expensive now, so that's not life-changing money where you can just be someone else. So I think 10 million would be the least I would do.
Okay.
But like I said, I may be crawling back to you, and you'll be like, "Well, fuck you." Well,
I could, yeah, but I wouldn't say that because I'm a friend.
You would let me sleep on your couch?
You know,
with Penny and Nelly?
Well, sure, I wouldn't care. I wish YouTube wasn't such a bastard. I would totally love to play "friend" as a 4-letter word to lead up to this, but I don't
can try.
think I'll try, but I don't think they'll allow it. No, that was a good question. Thank you for letting me know how good of a friend you are.
I would sneak you into the friend
Can't
locker.
sneak. No, the theoretical question is a lockdown
I would say
question.
I would tell the person that gave me the money that you're not my friend. You're my handler.
You'd send me some
handle
cash to get some
you'll handle my
plastic
money.
surgery, so I'll show up and like, no, that's Ted.
Yeah, as long as you don't plastic surgery doesn't make you look like JC, we'll be fine.
JC, you are a beautiful man. I don't know what this guy has against you.
You're no Connor Moore, that's for sure.
No, let's not get it confused. Connor Moore is a male Adonis. Okay? He is poster child for SC Texas.
That's why I let him score on that last play of that game.
I know.
I looked at him and I was just like starstruck.
I know what happened.
And it's hard to run when you have such a hard.
I knew. I saw from the sideline.
I couldn't run straight.
I saw what happened and I was like, yeah, Troy should let him win.
I mean,
you were starstruck.
I couldn't, and I was engorged, and I couldn't run fast. So,
yeah,
the man does it for me.
I was engorged a couple of plays before, but it worked out differently for me. All my blood, I guess, was in my crotchal area, and my calf suffered, so I had to fall on the ground. Well, that was an interesting thing we just did.
Yeah, wasn't it?
Yep. Well, is there anything else that I need to talk about, or?
I don't know. I think we're done. You can stop touching my leg, though.
Am I touching you? Sorry. Well, I have to guess. When you win this $10 million, we won't be friends anymore.
But if I get $100 million, maybe I'll give you 10 of it, and then we can part ways.
I'll run for Pine Forest mayor. All right. Well, and I'll lose. Well, you guys have a good day. Let's see.
I'm excited for the playoffs. I'm ready. I can't wait.
I recommend to all of you to take John F. Kennedy's quote about how it is to deal with bureaucracy. He said, trying to change bureaucracy is like punching a curtain. So try to be like punching a curtain. There's my quote for the week.
I like it.
Go ahead.
Friends come and go, but 200 pounds is 200 pounds. Good luck.